All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. Back at it with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and I am reviewing Hell Hath No Fury. Almost sound like a Mobb Deep album, but that's beside the point. And speaking of Mobb Deep and duos, this is by the hip hop duo Clipse. So yeah, I reviewed Lord Willin last week, which is ironic. So their last album, their debut album, was called Lord Willin, and now we got another album mentioning the word hell. So that's pretty weird, but okay, whatever. This joint came out November 28, 2006, and it was recorded. Wow, check this out. It was recorded late 2003 up to 2006. So that's pretty interesting. So this joint was under Re-Up, which is new, Star Trek, and Jive Records. So yeah, I never heard of Re-Up, so that's pretty new right there. And all the production involved were done by the Neptunes, which was, pretty much expected. So yeah, there you go with that. And let's see, any background? Yeah, there's a little bit of background info. So let me give you guys some background info real quick. Following the release of their debut album, Lord Willin, the Clipse began working on this album in late 2003, but were forced to delay development when several artists signed to Arista were dissolved into sister label Jive as part of a larger merger between Sony and BMG. This resulted in Star Trek movie to Interscope signing a new distribution deal due to contractual requirements. The Clipse were forced to remain with Jive. Upon completion of the album, the duo became increasingly frustrated with the label, as Jive was in favor of more pop-oriented acts. The Clipse eventually released a formal release from their contract with the label, which was denied. The Clipse then sued Jive, eventually reaching a settlement on May 9th, 2006. Wow, so pretty interesting stuff, if I do say so myself. So let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. We got more info here. So the material on Hell Hath No Fury is of a much darker tone than Clipse's debut album due to the group's problematic relationship with Jive Records. From an interview with All Hip Hop in July 2006, they said the following: "We were ready to get into the thick of things with the success of the first album. The songs we have done were really hot, but at that point in time, we were in a different place. We were happier. Time passed, and we saw it was a big holdup in the momentum. The people that rated for us, we took too long. We couldn't dare come out in the same mind frame as we did in Lord Willin. So now we mad, we angry, we pissed the fuck off." The group stated in a 2017 interview with magazine that, this is a new word, sonically, some of the Neptunes' production approach was an agreed stab at revising the textures of experimental 1980s hip-hop, such as Mantronics. Clipse began recording the album in late 2003. Work on the album were halted in 2004 when Arista Records, their label at the time, were dissolved into the sister label, Jive Records, which I mentioned already, as part of a larger merger between Sony and BMG. Because of their contractual issues, the group were forced to stay with Jive. While Clipse resumed work on the album, its release was delayed by Jive throughout the rest of 2014 and much of 2015. Additional delays resulting when Clipse sued Jive after the label refused to grant the group a release from its contract. These legal issues will not be resolved until May 2006, but the delays pushed the August 29 release date to August 31st and then November 28th. So pretty interesting stuff, but I do say so myself. Now, this album did make the charts. It was 14th on the Billboard 200. It was number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums charts, and it was number 2 on the top rap albums charts as well. And it did not get any certifications, if memory serves me correctly. And I want to say, no, it did not. It did not. Now, by the end of the year 2006, it was 78th on the U.S. top R&B/hip hop albums charts. So pretty good, despite the fact it did not get any certifications. Now, let me give you guys the tracks. So there's 12 tracks on this album. None of them are skits, but I can still only give you guys the top 3, not a top 5. All right, so the first track is called "We Got It for Cheap," which is the intro, but it's an actual song. So again, no skits. Second track is called "Mama, I'm So Sorry," followed by Mr. Me Too featuring Pharrell Williams. So this is actually their leading single off this album. And this kind of a forgotten song. When I first heard this, I'm like, oh, they did release this. I forgot all about that. Track number 4 is the second single off this album, which is called Ramp, and then in parentheses, What Is Due is featuring Slim Duck. Hope I said that correctly. W-A-M-P, Ramp. Yeah, that gotta be it. Track number 5 is called Ride Around Shiny, featuring Ab Liver. Track number 6 is called Dirty Money, followed by Hello New World. Track number 8 is called Keys Open Doors, followed by Ain't Ya, A-I-N-T, then C-H-A, featuring We Up Gang. So that I never heard that gang before. Track number 10 is called Trill, like the same word that was Rick Ross' album. Yeah, that one. Track number 11 called Chinese New Year, featuring Roscoe P. Coltrane. And track number 12 is called Nightmares, featuring Pharrell Williams and, is that Billal? V-I-L-A-L. So yeah, there you go with that. All right, let's take a look at these singles real quick. So the first single, again, Mr. Me Too. This joint came out May 23rd, 2006. So here's the deal. So, we got some information in this song. So Pusha T, one of the two members of the group, explained the song's meaning. And he says, it's the total disruption of radio. There's nothing on radio that will even be close to it. It just addresses Mr. Me Too's. Mr. Me Too is the person that sits there and examines your style and takes a piece of it. Also taken from the stage name Justin Me Too, that's a usual last name, but whatever. It addresses the competitive dude on the street who, when you get this or that, they are like me too. He also said that the track also touches on some of what they went through with their label, briefly, cause We Don't Thrill. So let's see. The song also contains a reference to the record label Jive, where Pusha T apologizes for the constant album delays, where he said, "These are the days of our lives, and I'm sorry to the fans, but those crackers weren't playing fair at Jive." Wow, that was pretty interesting. And there was a WB boy working alongside them, which is interesting. And there is a music video for this as well, where We Up Gang, Gilly the Kid, Bump J of Major Figures made cameo appearances as well. Now, this single did make the charts. It was 65th on the U.S. Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs charts. So, yeah, there you go with that. Pretty interesting stuff. And there's I did say that music video. So, pretty interesting stuff. They had beef with Jive during the process of this album. And they even expressed it in the songs, too. All right, the second single is called Womp Womp, and in parentheses, What It Do. So, this joint came out October 31st, 2006. And, again, this one features Slim Duck. Now, there is a music video for this. Now, here's the thing about this one. It was the Unleashed video on MTV's 2 on October 30th, 2006, and was the new joint of the day on 106 & Park on November 3rd, 2006. Champ Millionaire and Pharrell made cameo appearances in the music video. And it had been remixed by Grizzly Bear's Knife by Girl Talk. And it did make the charts. It was 96 on the U.S. Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Songs charts. All right. So with all that out the way, let me give you guys my best tracks off this album from worst to first. And the worst track off this album is Why I keep saying Ride Along? I think that's a show. But Ride Around Shiny. The tempo's cool. The melody is bland. The no bass hurts. And, that's going to be a repeated theme throughout this album. You thought their last album where there was hardly any bass. Oh my gosh. There's like only one track that had a bass. I'm crappy now. I'll tell you what it is when we get to it. Moving on. No bass hurts this song. The kick is straight. The snare is cool. Overall, the track is straight. Next up, Hello New World. The tempo is straight. Same with the melody and the bass. Just needs way more of it. So there's a song with a bass, but it needs way more of it. And actually, there's two songs, my bad. And it needs to be banging, without question. The kick is straight. The snare is cool. Overall, the track is straight. Next up is Dirty Money. The tempo is cool. Melody is lackluster, but straight. It has potential, the melody do that is. No bass hurts. The kick is cool. The snare is straight. Overall, the track is straight. Next up, Keys Open Doors. Tempo is cool. Melody is straight. It desperately needs a bass. If it had a bass, then the melody would have been so much better if it would have had a cool bass with it. The kick is cool. Same with the snare. Overall, the track is cool, but it has some potential again because it would have been better if it had a bass. Moving on. Ramp, What It Do. Drum pattern is unique and cool. The tempo is cool. The melody is straight, no bass as usual. The kick/808s are cool. No snare, hurts a bit, but the percussions are straight here. Overall, this track is straight. All right, moving on. Actually, I would say Keys Open Doors is better than Romp Wump, so I apologize for that, mixing that up. Next up, Chinese New Year. The tempo is straight / cool, so it's in between, it's in that borderline. The melody is straight, no bass hurts, kick is cool, same with snare bar, the track is cool. Next up, Mama I'm Sorry. I'm so sorry, my bad. Tempo is really cool, melody is cool, no bass hurts, again. Kick is really cool, the snare is cool, overall the track is cool. Next up, Ain't Ya. Drum pattern is cool, tempo is cool, melody is cool, no bass, which hurts a bit. The kick is cool, the snare is really cool, overall the track is cool. And Nightmares, this is the other track that have a bass. This one had a definitive bass, like you can actually hear this one. The tempo is cool, the melody is cool, the bass is really cool, the kick is cool, the snare is cool, but could have been better. Overall, the track is cool. All right, I'm about to give you guys my top 3 tracks off this album. Number 3, We Got It For Cheap, the intro. The tempo is cool, melody is cool, no bass, but the 808s are really cool. The snare / clap combos are really cool. The percussions are really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. Second best track off this album, Mr. Me Too. And it was tough to put that number 2, but I had to. But the tempo is cool, melody is really cool, no bass, but the 808s are really cool. The snare is straight. Now they use 2 different types of snares. It's like when they near the end of half a verse, the snare changes. So the snare is used at the end of each half verse, and at the end of the hook is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. And the number 1 track off this album is Trill. So Trill is really cool, the tempo that is. The melody is cool, no bass as usual. The kicks / 808s are really cool. The claps are really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. So Trill, best track off this album, followed by Mr. Me Too and We Got It For Cheap, which is the intro. Now let me give you guys some professional ratings. So AllMusic gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The AV Club gave it a B+. Metacritic gave it an 89 out of 100. Entertainment Weekly gave it an A. The Guardian gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. NSM Music Consumer Guide gave it an A. NME gave it an 8 out of 10. Pitchfork gave it a 9.1 out of 10. Q gave it a 4 out of 5. Rolling Stone also gave it a 4 out of 5. Same with Spin, 4 out of 5. So what do I think about this album? I gotta go against the professional reviews. I thought Laura Rillen was better than this one. I might have to give this album a 3.25 out of 5 stars. I would highly suggest you stream it. So again, there's 2 tracks that are really, really cool. Trill and Mr. Me Too. Like, those to me are the 2 best tracks off the album worth listening to. Everything else is, like, in terms of worth listening to, you're not missing much. So yeah, 3.25 out of 5 stars. I recommend you just stream this one. Alright, so I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.